Welcome to our weekly meditation, and returning, or perhaps it's continuing, the theme of being in the present. Although I was tempted to pick up a comment from Carlos Alcaraz that before the American Tennis Open he'd written a note to himself saying, "Go for it, don't be afraid." Maybe that's something for another time. Anyway, this morning at the lay community of St. Benedict, Alan was given a reflection. He noted he will regret the passing of his life, he said, having so much more to give and to enjoy. But he recognizes that he's had a tendency to live too much in the future and in the past, and has consciously tried hard to live in the present. And he used words from Psalm 90, which include these: "Make us know the shortness of our life, that we may know wisdom of heart." And he concluded by saying, to live the life God has given me today and not worry about the future. So a focus there on living in the present, in the moment, and not worrying about past and future. And so we bring our attention to the present, to this moment, as we use our breath to give us that focus. First of all, though, we adjust ourselves, we just find that comfortable position. We find our points of connection. We adjust our eyes closed or lowered, or using the image on the screen. We take 2 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, and out through the mouth. I encourage you almost to luxuriate in those breaths. The generosity, almost the expansiveness of taking a really deep breath. Feel yourself filling up, and then feel yourself emptying. Actually enjoying the sensation of breathing deeply and of, at the same time, focusing on that breath. Now adding the holding of the breath for a count of 4 on the in-breath and on the out-breath. A reminder as you carry on breathing that there is nothing to do, nothing to fix right now. There is nothing else to do other than breathe and be aware of that breath. To be aware of all the sensations that go with it. For me, the main thing is the sound. As the breath comes in through the nostrils. Conscious of my heartbeat as I hold. And then the sound of the escaping air as I breathe out through my mouth. For you, it might be a sensation of touch, almost, of sensing the feel of the breath over the nostrils, or feeling the expansion of the lungs and the abdomen. Or maybe the sight of the belly rising and falling. Whichever it is, pay attention to that sensation. That sense in action sensation. Now take the attention to another part of the body. Anything that draws your attention. For me, it's my bare feet touching the wooden floor. It might be where your hands are resting on your lap. So for me, as I gently move my feet, a sensation of touch, of physical contact. Whatever and wherever. This is a practice that keeps us located in the present. And if whilst doing that you notice that your mind is wandering, just gently bring it back to your focus of the present. If there's no body part that is drawing your attention, maybe just gently move the fingers of your hands and use those for that focus. Looking at them, touching them together. Clasping your hands maybe. Applying some pressure, just anything to generate a sensation. And this in itself might be a form of prayer. Richard Rohr, of course, says that prayer is indeed the way to make contact with God or ultimate reality, but it is not an attempt to change God's mind about us or about events. It's primarily about changing our mind so that things like infinity, mystery, forgiveness can resound within us. A small mind, he says, cannot see great things. A big mind can know big things, but we have to change channels. Of all the things I have learned and taught over the years, says Richard Rohr, I can think of nothing that could be more helpful than living in the now. Some further thoughts from this, based on the life of a man called Brother Lawrence, who in the 17th century entered the Carmelite monastery in Paris, having been wounded in the 30 Years' War, and there he took the name Brother Lawrence. And his life thereafter inspired many to practice this presence of God. He cultivated a rhythm of handing over one's awareness to God in every moment, in whatever we are doing. He suggested using a phrase to recollect the intention towards the divine presence, such as, "My God, I am all yours," or "Love, create in me a new heart." Whatever, it involves a surrendered trust in God, to which one returns at all times. Again from Brother Lawrence, we do all actions deliberately and thoughtfully, without being rash or rushed, which are signs of an untrained mind. Rather, we work gently and in love with God, asking them, note the plural for God, asking them to accept our work. By our ongoing attention to God, we will break the cycle of harmfulness and make all weapons fall. Further, he goes on in another piece of advice. During our work and other activities, even during our reading and writing, we must stop for a brief moment, as often as we can, to love God deep in our heart, to savor them, even though this is brief and secret. Since you are aware that God is present before you during your actions, in the deep center of your soul, why not sometimes stop your activities and even your vocal prayers to love God, praise them, ask for their help, offer them your heart, and thank them? And so we pause in this our practice to do just that. To love God, praise them, ask for help, offer them your heart, and thank them. Another priest, a Jesuit, has said, if we have abandoned ourselves to God, there is only one rule for us: the duty of the present moment. There is only one rule for us: the duty of the present moment. To live in the present is finally what we mean by presence itself. And so we go to our longer period of silence with music from Salt of the Sound. Keep moving and living and breathing in us.
Keep walking and singing and speaking.
Keep working and singing and speaking through us.
You dwell among us.
You dwell among us.
You dwell among us. You dwell among us. Dwell among us. Keep moving and living Spirit here to work in us. With all this life I long to
With all this life I long to see
more of you and less
more of you and less of
of me.
me.
Send your Spirit here to
Send your Spirit here
work
to work in us and dwell among us,
Please dwell among us.
which brings us out of our silence joyfully
And dwell among us. Dwell among us. You dwell among us. You dwell among us.
perhaps gently opening our eyes as we come out of our silence. Bringing ourselves back to this moment, but with the eternal assurance that the divine does dwell among us. And a closing prayer or thought perhaps from the community of those around Richard Rohr. One of his readers says, "I find my joy arising in the midst of my morning meditation practice, overlooking my small pond. Here I allow my heart and mind to be so calmed that I sense the presence and guidance of Spirit. It's in this timeless moment that I know the oneness, that I know there is nothing to fear, and that joy arises from deep within. God indwells and lives through us. I ask to more fully become a source of God's love in this hurting world. Amen."